Good evening, Cabalites. Welcome back to another Frightday Nights special. As much as every person wants to know about their future, it is beyond our grasp. No mortal mind can ever know it for certain. No mortal mind. What if, though, you could tap into an other world of entities with knowledge beyond our own? Gytoptromancy, the art of divination through the use of mirrors, has been a practice of ancient cultures from the Greeks to the Romans. Using this method in various ways, humanity has sought to tap into the realms beyond their reckoning to pull forth knowledge not of this world. One such method that has recently surfaced from the corners of the internet is a certain ritual known as the Three Kings. The ritual known as the Three Kings is supposedly able to tap into a dimension known as the shadow side. It's said by the author that many have already encountered this ethereal existence as a form of reoccurring dream. A mindscape the author describes as being able to feed off of fear. But with tapping into such an unknown realm, perhaps fear should be held on to, if only for the sake of caution. Because oftentimes, windows can become doors if mishandled by the uncautious and cocksure. So what goes into this risky Reddit ritual? Well, luckily for us, we have a detailed instruction list from the original Reddit post titled, "Don't Try This." The author does note, however, that if a person suffers from any condition or is under the influence of any substances, that they should defer back to the title of said post. So with that said, what do we need equipment-wise to see the shadow side? Well, first off, we'll need a very large, empty, and quiet room, preferably without any windows, and if they do exist, they should be able to be covered to ensure total darkness. The author says that basements usually work well if they're roomy enough. A pack of candles. If you're lucky, only one should be used. And a lighter. A bucket of water. And a cup, preferably a mug. One electric fan. 2 large mirrors, like the ones you might hang on a wall. If all goes according to plan, they should be left unscathed. And if it doesn't, well, you'll have other things to worry about. 3 chairs, which will become the throne. An alarm clock. An active cell phone. Oh, and don't forget to charge it. A partner willing to follow all of the rules set forth by the ritual and go along with this madness. And finally, some sort of keepsake, preferably from your childhood, that holds great meaning. So now that we have everything that's needed for the ritual out of the way, just how do we conduct it and set up for it? Well, it goes a little something like this. You'll start setup at around 11 p.m. Place one chair in the center of the room, facing north. And yes, it must be north, according to the instruction. Place the other two chairs exactly to the left and right of your throne, with the distance between your throne and that of your queen and fool being a little more than the length of your arm to each side. Want to be out of reach, right? Place the two large mirrors on the queen and fool's chair to the left and right of you, facing you and each other. Try your best to have them stand at a 90-degree angle, or else you may get more or less than 3 kings. If you sit on your throne facing straight ahead, you should be able to perceive your own reflection in each of the 2 mirrors without actually having to turn your head or eyes to do so. Place the bucket of water and mug in front of you, just barely out of reach. Place the fan behind you and turn it on, but don't set it to maximum. Medium or low should be sufficient enough, and leave it on. Turn off the lights, leave the door open to the room, and go to bed. Set the candle by the side of your bed next to a lighter, your alarm clock, and your cell phone. Oh, and make sure to leave it charging. Set your clock for 3:30 a.m. Turn off the lights and go to sleep while holding your object of power. You're going to need the rest. But now that we're all prepared, it's showtime. Wake up at 3:30 a.m. with your alarm clock. Turn it off, but don't turn on any lights. You have exactly 3 minutes to light your candle, grab your cell phone, and make your way to the dark room. Sit on your throne, O King. You should be seated by 3:33 a.m. Oh, and don't forget that object of power. Check for any potential red flags the moment you awaken. Some of them are if your cell phone didn't charge, for whatever reason it might be. Stop the ritual immediately. If your alarm didn't go off at exactly 3:30 a.m., stop the ritual immediately. If you find the dark room's door closed, remember that you left it open? Stop the ritual immediately. And if the fan is turned off after you left it on, stop the ritual immediately. If for any reason any of these occur, leave the house with your partner. Go to a hotel, perhaps a friend's house. Maybe even having a nice long drive will be sufficient. There's no need to run. You have time to grab a jacket and your keys and any other items you might need, but quickly leave. After 6 a.m., any danger should be gone. If all goes as planned, though, you can proceed and take your throne. Don't look directly at either of the mirrors beside you. Don't let the candle go out. Remember, the fan is behind you, and you must protect the candle with your body, which is standing between it and the open flame. There's a reason for that, as you'll soon see. Look straight ahead into the darkness, not at the candle, not at the mirrors, just straight ahead. Perhaps you may be noticed, but the ritual never specifies which chair is queen and which chair is fool. That's because it's your job to find out. And from their point of view, you are either their queen or they're fooled. Hence the name, the Three Kings. If the ritual is completed correctly, though you enter the room alone, you won't be so for long. You'll have questions, and you'll get answers. Perhaps not how you anticipate. Perhaps even in the form of yet more questions. You'll just have to see where they lead you. But be wary those who dare to delve into the shadow side. It will be up to you to determine the truth and meaning of the responses handed out by your loyal queen and your mischievous fool, and even which one is which. Wait until 4:34 a.m. And at that point, you can call the ritual complete. But remember that fan, how you must protect the candle. It's just one of many failsafes should things go wrong. If you suddenly move, the fan will blow out your candle, ending the ritual. That's failsafe 1. Your partner? Failsafe 2. At 4:34, they should come into the room and call your name. If that doesn't work, they should call your cell phone next. If you don't answer that, they should come and fetch the cup of water and even the bucket to splash you away. It's very clear in the instructions that at no point should the partner ever touch the player. Who knows what connected forces may be able to take advantage of such a physical interaction. Failsafe number 3, though. That's your object of power. Whatever it may be, it acts as your tether, a source of strength. The author says that it will show you the way back and keep you anchored wherever you may travel. As for what happens if the ritual should be misconducted or go poorly, well, it seems the author has left that up to the reader to find out. They do, however, advise that if you're hesitant, or you're not the type to get something right the first time around, that perhaps you should defer the title of their post. Don't try this. And perhaps that's just overall the best approach. But whatever the case, rituals of any sort can always have their fair share of things that can go wrong. No mortal is really qualified to mess around with the mystic arts. But I'm sure somebody is eventually going to try, or probably already has. In fact, if I look a little bit deeper, I'm sure there's no shortage of accounts of individuals having their own experience with the shadow side. In fact, I think if this video gets enough attention, we may even delve into that and just see what the results have been. So, I hope you enjoyed that one. It was a little bit different, not your regular creepypasta or even a tier list. I wanted to just talk about this particular risky Reddit ritual and see if there was any interest in it or other such topics. Like I said before, if this video gets enough attention, I may sit down and do some narrations of the results of this particular occult occurrence. And if not, there's plenty of other things I want to cover still. In fact, I'm quite busy working on just a couple of surprises. But overall, it's been a great week. The streaming's been going well, and you, Cabalites, have turned out to support and spread the message of the gaming gods, and for that, I will always be thankful. But if you want to see more from me, and you're not already, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe. You can also stay updated on all the weird things I'm dipping my pseudopods into on Twitter or even here. So until next time, Cabalites, have you seen the violet side?